Hey Leo, happy birthday to my July Leos. So, I am some stuff on here. Sorry about that. So, I am a Leo rising. So, I have been very excited to do this reading. I actually was going to do this. I'm sorry, this is just very distracting. I have been trying to do this for the past couple days. Um, I was going to do it after the Cancer reading, but it was funny because I was kind of on a roll. I was just doing all of the um, readings in order. And then after I finish one reading, I'll start uploading it, and then I'll start doing another reading after I meditate for a little bit. But the uploads take a really long time actually, so I have plenty of time to just kind of regroup and then do another reading, and then it's kind of perfect because then by the time that one's done uploading, whatever. So the point is, I finished the Cancer reading, it was uploading, and then I was going to start your reading. But for some reason, I just could not focus. I kept getting distracted by other things, even though I knew what I needed to talk about because, my first house is Leo. I've been going through what you guys have been going through. But it was just funny because all I could think about was, no, Leo just needs to be first. Leo can't just tag along on this line of readings that I've been doing. And so also I needed to rest, which was a part of it. So, but it was just funny because Leo was like, nope, I need to be first. I need to regroup. I need to be my best. And then even today, I was going to record the reading, but there wasn't enough light, so I had to open up all the windows, turn on the lights, make the room as bright as possible, of course, for no other sign other than Leo. And yesterday, okay, I was at the beach yesterday, regroup and get some sun right before the Leo reading, appreciating the ocean, thanking Cancer season for its cleansing, you could say. But, it was really important that I did take that break because it was it did give me a refresh, it was just like an energy refresher, which is exactly what I needed. So let's just jump right into the astrology. There's going to be if I upload this on time, either today or tomorrow when you see this, there's going to be a solar eclipse happening in Cancer, in your 12th house, along with the sun being in Cancer. So it being illuminated right now, but also not really, but you really feel it. Healing deep parts of you, and I think specifically healing parts of you from past relationships. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about that. So, really understanding your role in past relationships, Mars retrograde in your 7th house, with the lunar eclipse later on this month in your 7th house. You're already, if not, you are already thinking about a lot, about everything that happened before. Maybe now you're seeing things, you're able to see things from a different perspective. Maybe you're able to put yourself in the other person's shoes. For the past few days, Venus was in Leo, along with Mercury. So you have been thinking a lot about love-related things, money-related things, as they are connected. But all of these eclipses are kind of asking you to look at the same thing. Where is it that you need to heal yourself so then when you are involved with someone else, you don't project all those hurts onto them? Which we all do. But this eclipse season specifically is asking Leos to look at this. You don't really have a choice, so you'll find out. But really asking you how your mind alters your self-worth and your perception of your self-worth, and how that plays into how you react to things. Sometimes Leos can be very reactive. They're a little sharp with their words. This solar eclipse, this eclipse season, these retrogrades are asking you to slow down and rethink if you haven't already. If this is something that you've been, you like wake up thinking the same thing, or you go to bed every night thinking about the same thing, or you dream about the same thing and you're trying to repress it, this is the time now where you have to confront it. Otherwise, it's just going to keep manifesting in your subconscious. You're going to keep dreaming about it, keep thinking about it, even when you don't want to be. And then sooner or later, it's going to consume you, and you're not going to be able to put your energy towards anything else other than this one weight on your shoulders because you didn't confront it. So, let's talk about the cards. The Empress in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, Leo energy, Three of Pentacles in reverse. So, thinking a lot about mostly yourself, but again, how that ties into how you work with others. It could be relationships, it could also be professional. Do you feel like other people are taking advantage of you when you know your true potential to be a great partner, to be a great supervisor or boss or whatever position you're trying to get promoted for? But people just don't appreciate you in that light. And so, because of those past experiences, you are now conditioned to think, oh, well, if people only appreciate me up to this point, I guess this is just what I gotta do to have people keep liking me. Even though you might not be treated fairly. Other people are getting the coin that you should be getting because of your work. So, these tiny microaggressions of constantly questioning your self-worth and how much you're valued in work situations, in love situations, in life situations. Everything now needs to be brought back up so you can heal it, so you can move on. Because right now, you carrying this energy is what's keeping this in reverse. You allowing other people to give away your energy, to give away what's rightfully yours to other people who don't deserve it, who don't do the work. The emotional labor or the physical labor, again, apply it to wherever in your life fits most. But because it's in the 7th house, the eclipse is happening in the 7th house along with Mars retrograde. I think this is something to do with relationships, like a personal relationship. It is affecting your money because, again, the two energies are connected. But now you need to figure out how to get from here to here. What do you need to let go of? Specifically, what wands that belong to other people do you need to let go of now? So then you can claim your abundance rightfully and let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. It's blocking your energy, but you see how it's you who's blocking your energy? You're still moving, but you just can't see. You can move and see, but you have to let go. Is it a thought pattern from your childhood that's now making you question the filter or the lens that you've been viewing the world since childhood? 12th house energy is no joke. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's your subconscious. People don't know really that it's there, but it's always there. And it's the most important part because it affects everything else. What happens in your formative years can be very destructive. And I think now you need to look at maybe your childhood, the way that you were raised, how certain restrictions or limitations on love were set. Maybe conditional love was set. So now how do you turn this energy, integrate it with the knowledge and the awareness that you now have about yourself, and turn it into this? So you got your throne and your wand and the kids and the flowers and the sunshine, but it's confused over here. It's blocked. And so this is telling me, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. You know, whatever issues that you might have had in past relationships, whether it's with your family, whether it's with significant others or bosses or coworkers, whatever past experiences, don't let that deter you from new ones or reigniting old ones that didn't work before, because Leos have, myself included, have a way of fixating, you guys are fixed signs, fixating on people's perceived essences, right? So if someone betrayed you or hurt you in a certain way, to you, now they are not a bad person, but now you might see them as a liar, or they're not trustworthy, or they're manipulative, and it's very hard for you to get out of that stubborn energy of seeing people in a fixed way, of not being emotionally tolerant. It's a way of protecting yourself for sure. But to have all the good things, you need to go through the bad things and weed them out. Maybe less boundaries will do you well. You see how this Empress has a gate and this Queen doesn't? Completely open, ready to receive. And maybe not being so raw and so open in the beginning and so trusting in the beginning of new relationships, putting less pressure on them. Because you see, there's a gate here, but once you come inside, the children are naked, there's like a swan, everything's just completely vulnerable. Her jewels are there for the taking, everything. And I think in the past, it was like an all or nothing kind of a thing. If you can't handle all of this, you don't get none of it. Now, understanding how maybe that's not the most healthy way of viewing relationships, we can see what we can keep and we can see what we don't need. We don't need the gate, but maybe we can put on some clothes so we aren't so vulnerable in the beginning. There's less children around, there's the swan's gone, it's just less clutter, more organized, it's more prioritized on where you want your energy to go, where are your passions, who are you as a person. So really understanding how your perception of yourself, along with, yes, there were some unfair situations, I'm not going to invalidate you on that. You were treated less than how you should have been treated. Yes. But everything's on a spectrum, right? So there is a spectrum of you treating the other person a certain way that maybe you haven't looked at until this point. And now, looking back, seeing how they treated you unfairly, now you're a little bit more understanding to see where they were coming from because of where you were coming from, and how everything was just together at the wrong time. So, eclipses and retrogrades. Asking you what you need to let go of to culminate. Prioritize now. Take responsibility for what you've done in the past now. You don't have to go back to that old workplace. You don't have to get back together with that ex. But just understand now that because of this new perception this new perspective that you've gained, you are now that much more powerful and that much more psychically in tune with yourself. Which, okay, the term psychic is a whole nother video, but we'll get to that. But you're very in tune with yourself. You know, that's the whole point here, right? Stay tuned. So knowing what it is about yourself now that you need to cut out, the parts of yourself that are not healthy, the parts of yourself that maybe are too harsh on yourself or other people, the parts of yourself that are too accepting of other people's pain that they inflict on you. Take this now. Your season's coming up, Leo. Take care of yourself. I don't think this is about, again, I don't think this is about getting back together. I think this is more of a mental, soulful evolution that you're going through. You're now seeing a little bit farther out than just yourself. Leos have this negative connotation about them that they are egotistical, and when they're younger and immature, they definitely can be. But Leos are very intuitive. Their 12th house is Cancer, after all. So they do understand feelings, but they are very, it's a crowd. They're very, hardened about it. It's not something that they will just share with anyone until they decide that it's that someone, but then maybe they just share too much, again, with that. So just watch out for oversharing. But really finding that light within yourself, being able to hold your own without anyone else, without feeling like you need anyone else. But the world is yours for the taking, Leo. This is a great card. You're ready. You're looking out. Ready to take on everything that belongs to you. Ready to step into everything that you've been working for up until this point. And I'm really talking about emotionally. You've really struggled with self-worth. You've really struggled with what you deserve. And you thought maybe just because someone was giving you attention, they were giving you their problems, they were giving you their expectations, that because they were giving you their attention, that was love. But just because they were giving you something doesn't mean it was good for you. Because sometimes less is more. Or just, this was just too much. Or it was the wrong sticks. Or this guy wasn't supposed to be doing this job. I don't know, but it was just too much in the past. Prioritize. Condense. Take responsibility for what is yours and go. You don't need to stay here. You can look back, you can reflect, but you need to go. Take what's yours and go. Say, I recognize that I was too pushy in this situation. I recognize that maybe I was a little overbearing in the situation. I recognize that I was really selfish in this situation. And I'm sorry. And you take that and you go to the next, to the more. Anything that's bigger and better than where you've come from. You really just need to look back now to learn, to heal yourself. This isn't about anyone else healing you. This is about you healing you. And once you heal your self-esteem, how you love yourself, you will heal the way that others love you and what you choose to accept from others. Is it going to be all this bullshit again? No. And so once you accept what you only deserve, you will also clear up your money. But it's going to be, I'm not going to lie, you're going to be in your feelings. You've already probably been in your feelings, but it's looking up. You're in your feelings, but it feels light. It feels happy, like you're making progress, and you know that. It's not like you're sad. You might be, nostalgic, but you're not unhappy. And I think just doing the work, just getting through the labor is what is going to be the hardest part because, it's emotional work is just hard. Anyone who has to go through it is hard. It's just hard. But you got this, Leo. Happy birthday, and I will see you next month.